So it is 7:08 p.m. This is Bronx Community Board 11's September 30th, 2021 full board meeting. We have a quorum of the board, 25 members out of 48. We also have some distinguished guests. I see the Speaker of the Assembly is here with us tonight. We should be getting Councilmember Phyllis, and I should share the agenda. Sorry about that. Should have had that ready. Oops. Okay. Pledge of Allegiance is in our bylaws. We need to conduct the Pledge of Allegiance. And Sergeant at Arms, Community Board 11, Selkridge, if you want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, hold on. Where do I have the Pledge of Allegiance?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, but I don't have the statement, the Pledge of Allegiance thing. I don't want.
Allegiance to the flag.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
All right.
Give me a second. That is my bad. Hold on.
So, okay.
Hello? Give me a second.
Good evening.
Okay. Ready? Everyone? Everyone can hear me? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of America.
And to the republic
for which it
stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, for liberty
and
justice
for all. Hello? Okay.
Thank you, Earl.
No problem.
Item number 2.
Yes, here, as many of you know, and everyone's sort of maybe gotten an email, but if you have not, if you did not get an email, one of our dear board members, longtime board member, Diane Norris passed away last night. Her death was not COVID related. So we ask that you not reach out to the family at this time because they're going through things right now. And once we receive more information on the services for her, we will let everyone know. Okay, let's have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Okay, Jeremy. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Earl. I do not know if we have the precinct here, Yahe, but we do have the Speaker of the Assembly here, which I think is
Tyrone is on.
Yeah, Tyrone Ladarius is on.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. For those who don't know, I am Officer Medeiros. I'm the Crime Prevention Officer of the precinct. Right now, the commanding officer could not attend the meeting. He is a little busy catching up from the time that he spent away for family reasons. So I'll give you a quick update of what's going on in the precinct. For the last 28 days, our 28-day period, our crime has gotten up by 5.1%. That's a 5.1% change over this same time last year. The categories that we are up in is grand larcenies of automobiles, burglaries, and felony assaults. The biggest driver for the year has been grand larcenies of automobiles by far. About 45% of the vehicles that are getting stolen within the 49 precinct is from unattended vehicles, which basically means people who are double parking cars or leaving them in their driveways running. Individuals are basically looking for this, and they're jumping into the cars and they're driving off. The favorite targets of this have been at Pelham Parkway and White Plains Road, and also in the area of Morris Park and White Plains Road. We have been doing different types of we've been doing different things to try and stem the tide of these stolen autos. Everything from going out and putting flyers to neighborhood businesses, warning people not to leave their cars running, going car to car and leaving notes on every car saying don't leave your car running, and going as far as doing double parking enforcement in the affected areas. Now, the next category for the grand larcenies of automobiles is Honda CRVs. Those are typically the vehicles coming out this year and for about the past 3 years. I'm not going to go through the method of theft, but it's basically a group of people who have equipment on them that's allowing them to copy the security codes of the key fobs, which is allowing them to start the vehicles and drive away. I've been, through social media and through other means, trying to warn as many Honda owners as I can to get them to take measures in order to keep themselves from being victims of these types of thefts. The next category after that is Ford Econoline vans. They're getting stolen a lot in this command and, quite frankly, throughout the Bronx. Most of these vans that are being targeted are typically owned by construction workers, people with tools in the vans. We believe that the vans are being targeted for those tools. We've also been taking measures to try and warn as many contractors out there to take special precautions in order to keep their vans from getting stolen. When it comes to the felony assaults, a lot of that is domestic violence driven right now. So it's individuals who know each other. We are not really seeing many instances, though it does occur, of people minding their own business on the street and them getting assaulted. It does happen, but that's not really the main driver of our felony assaults. Our burglaries are up slightly. It's, as I stated before, 7.1%, but that's really a change of just one burglary over last year. Specifically, this year we've gotten 15 burglaries for the last 28-day period. Last year we only had 14. For the year overall, this precinct is up 15.2% in terms of crime over last year. Once again, the major driver being grand larcenies of automobiles. The notable crimes for the past summer is basically two of them. One occurred on July 30th. It was at 1326 East Gun Hill Road at I believe it is a church at that location. The church was rented out for a party, and a dispute at the church occurred, and unfortunately, as a result of the dispute, someone pulled out a weapon, unknown perpetrator at this point, and shot a male victim. Male victim eventually passed away from his injuries. This particular instance, detectives are still investigating, and it's ongoing, and I'm not going to get into the specifics of the investigation at this point. The next instance that's noteworthy is we had another homicide. This was in the Pelham Gardens section of the command. Unfortunately, an elderly man that was in his home was approached by an individual dressed as a construction worker or utility worker, and The perpetrator was able to lure the man into his garage, at which time he tied up the man and unfortunately assaulted him to the point where the man lost his life from that instance. The detectives of this command, in conjunction with homicide detectives and various other specialty units within the NYPD, were able to find the perpetrator, identify him, and he is currently incarcerated. He's been arrested. The next point I would like to bring up, since it may come up, is something that happened, I believe, last week. No, actually, I think it was over this weekend. There was an incident on White Plains Road and Pelham Parkway South involving a food vendor. I'm going to address that now so that everyone understands what happened in that incident. Basically, our neighborhood coordination officers for Sector Boy, which is that particular area, were contacted by the Department of Consumer Affairs. They requested that the officers come with them on their operation to warn and basically go through the White Plains Road corridor and confront the vendors that are there, specifically targeting the unlicensed vendors. They started in the area of Lydig Avenue and Pelham Parkway, Lydig Avenue and White Plains Road, and worked their way north, eventually reaching the very last vendor, which is the one that we're basically talking about, I'm about to talk about, that caught newsworthy attention. That particular vendor, when they got to them, the people that were working at the stand basically left the stand. They were told why the DCA was there. They were told why officers were there. And instead of staying to hear what was going on, they literally left they left the produce, the stands, their umbrella right where it was, and they walked off. After that, officers left the location and they went to go attend to other business. Approximately an hour after leaving the location, the officers went back to the location and they saw that, along with the DCA, noticed that the vendors never came back for their property. So at that point, the property that was there, mainly the fruits and vegetables, were treated as abandoned property. As per protocol for the city and protocol that NYPD also has, the DCA contacted sanitation. Sanitation truck, along with a sanitation supervisor, came to the location, and by that point, the people responsible for the stand still had not returned. So, as per protocol of all three organizations, the produce started to get discarded into the garbage trucks. The reason why it was discarded is basically because the items that were there are considered perishable goods, which means that they can die, they can go bad. So there's no method for the NYPD to take hold of this property and store it for safekeeping, because we just don't have those types of facilities. The DCA does not have those types of facilities, and obviously sanitation doesn't either. And we are not allowed to just, at this point in time, to just take the food and give it away to someone else. That's not something that we have the ability to do. So the produce was basically thrown out at the request of the DCA. Our role there as the NYPD was basically to make sure that the DCA can do their investigations and hold and write their summonses and do whatever business that they felt they needed to be done safely. We did not, the NYPD, the officers there, did not take any enforcement action. They did not write any tickets. We were merely there to keep the peace. From there, the incident was recorded and put onto social media, which eventually went viral. And local politicians then saw the incident and held a press conference at the location this past Sunday in regards to what happened there. Reason why I bring this up is because many news outlets, even news outlets that were there filming, still reported that the NYPD made the call for sanitation to come out and throw out the produce. And for the record, it was not us. The Department of Consumer Affairs was in charge of that operation. They conducted the operation, and they're the ones that called sanitation.
Right. So can we take questions? Does anybody have any questions for the PD?
No, but I have something to say. It's Edith.
Yeah, go ahead.
Officer Medeiros, I was at that rally on Sunday, okay? And I heard all the politicians talking in favor of the vendors. My problem is that the city, and I'm glad Carl Hasty's here, welcome Carl, that they are not being given their permits at a proper time. My problem is that all that food that went down the garbage to sanitation should have been taken, I'm not saying not taken, but given to a food bank or to needy people instead of throwing it down the garbage. That's my problem. Thank you.
I guess it happens a lot
Any-
in restaurant areas. Yeah, officer, I had a quick question, and I also just wanted to tell you guys my apologies for not mentioning the military and also the officers and first responders who have lost their lives to COVID and other instances. My apologies there, but we're always thinking about you guys. I really think as officers, as heroes in this neighborhood. Even though all of this stuff is going on, I do consider you guys a great asset to our community. So thank you, officer.
Thank you.
My quick question, another quick question I have for you is that I don't know, are people also complaining about, I guess, their credit card being stolen by these electronic systems that can kind of swipe your card and get your card number? Because that happened to me a few times, actually, where someone used my card to order clothes or food. Have you been getting any complaints on that?
In the 49 precinct, we haven't been getting many complaints in regards to that card skimming. We haven't had instances of that here. It does happen, but we're not really getting complaints linked to that specifically.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Unless there's anything else for PD?
I have my hand raised. Is there a priority?
Yeah, board members. This is for board members at this time.
Juna checking in.
Hey, Junior, thank you. Any board members?
Is there a time where guests can speak?
I'm sorry, who's that?
Is there a time when guests can speak?
Yes, but you have to register before the meeting starts.
Jeremy, I have a question.
Yes, who's that?
Salsaville.
Yes, also, go ahead.
I just wanted to know at what time and how long is it like when property is considered to be abandoned, and how are they so sure that it was abandoned? Because especially at this time, if someone was approached by the NYPD, I'm pretty sure that they would feel frightened. And so how are they sure that this property was completely abandoned, and when did they go back to it to see and whether it fit that criteria?
As I stated, the workers for the stand walked off, and the officers at least came back an hour after they walked off, and the property was still there. So Department of Consumer Affairs, once again, they called for sanitation to come, and by the time sanitation got there, the property was still there, sitting on the sidewalk. So a considerable amount of time was left for that type of property to be left on the street. Now, if you're asking if there's a specific amount of time for a property to be considered abandoned, no, there is no set time limit. But the Department of Consumer Affairs that were there decided that enough time had been given, and they used their own judgment, and that's what happened.
So,
Excuse me, I have a non-related, very quick question. As a guest.
Sir, so if you have a question and you're a member of the public and you didn't sign up to speak, if you want to put it in the chat, if you want to, send it to us later, email us, we can definitely ask. If we can't answer your question, we can ask that we follow up with the.
Thank you very much. I'll send my question to the chat.
Thank you, please. So Tyrone, if you want to respond to anything in the chat, it's there. Or if you want to put your info in there, I don't know if you have public info that anybody can email you or us. Let's do that. Okay. Any board members? If not, Yahe.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Our condolences to Diane Norris's family, along with, and also Al D'Angelo's family. We'll go through the agenda to ensure that we don't go over the time. And looking at the agenda, we have the first item from the chairman's report are the new members. So we're just going to take a couple of minutes to have our new members just say a quick hello, just introduce yourself. And we'll start with Stephen Albright. Are you on?
Stephen, you're muted. Stephen?
All right. We'll go to the next person. I don't hear Stephen.
Anyway, welcome, Stephen. I see you there, Stephen. But
he has to unmute himself.
Yeah.
Probably his computer. Maybe he didn't sign in with the audio, or he has his microphone muted on his computer.
Exactly, or his headphones. Sometimes the headphones interfere with it. But
Can you hear me now?
Okay, Steve.
Yes.
You can hear me now. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Stephen. I live in Pelham Parkway. I'm a scientist. I've been living here for a couple of years now, and I'm basically looking forward to looking for ways to help bring science more into the community and into public policy. And I think, community bar is a good place to help public policy move forward. So I'm happy to be part of the group. I look forward to working with you all this year.
Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, Stephen. Welcome to the board. So next, Salsabila Solwi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Salsabila. I'm currently a sophomore at Barnard College of Columbia University. I was previously an intern at the Bronx Community Board, and now I am a member, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, welcome officially to the board. Next new board member, we have Warnella Bashir.
I don't think she's going to be able to join us. She did email me.
Okay, Christina Contreras.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you. Today is my first time as a board member. I'm very familiar with the Community Board 11 as a guest, and I'm in the neighborhood for over 11 years. And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Christina. Welcome aboard. We'll go to Christine Cruz. Are you on?
Yes, hi everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to join the team. I grew up in the Bronx. I am an educator. I'm a speech pathologist, and I'm excited to join or work alongside the education committee and also just provide any support that I can to the youth in the area. Thank you.
Very nice. Welcome to the team. All right, next, Malcolm Gray.
Star 6, Malcolm. Star 6. You called in.
Malcolm, star 6 to speak.
Hello?
Okay, Malcolm.
Yes, Malcolm.
Hello?
Yes,
you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so
I'm happy to be here. In the community for about 10 years. I just want to help out and, do anything I can to help, represent my community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. Next, Tis Anastasio, are you on?
I'm on. Hi, Yahe. Hi, everybody. My name is Phyllis Anastasio. I've been in this community for 30 years. I'm an educator in the community and I live in the community, and I'm happy to join you.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. Next person, Juanita Rondell, are you on?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. I'm also from the community. I'm originally from Eastchester Gardens, and I also lived in Edenmore for 9 years, and now I'm by the Allerton section. And I work with people with developmental disabilities for 13 years.
All right. Thank you, Juanita. Glad you joined the board.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Next, Tifadar Sora.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Tafidar. I'm a member and a representative of Labor's Local 79. We're a construction union. I live in Morris Park, and glad to be here.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
All right. And last but not least, Vernell Walker.
Yes, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Vernell
Good.
Walker, been in Community Board 11 community for all my life, over 40 years. I'm still in the Eastchester community district, basically. Just look forward to working with everybody and trying to do something to help the community at home.
All right. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard, everybody. As everyone can hear, we have a really nice mix of board members. This is the beauty of community. And I know every single person that just spoke right now has something to give back to the community. So we're looking forward to having you. With that being said, we'll talk about community meetings going forward. So let's just take a minute. Jeremy, do you have a poll that you can put up? So we've been talking about, should we attend in person? Should we continue to do this online? We'd like everybody's input. So we're going to have a poll. Take a minute and vote and let us know how you feel. If you want to attend in person, we can go back to in-person meetings, or we can do this remotely, or we can do, both. We'll do a little bit of each. So we'll see how the vote goes. Jeremy, if you're ready.
Yeah, I don't have it ready right now because, we just talked about it right before the start of the meeting, basically. So
okay,
I will try to have it done before the end of the meeting.
Okay, perfect. All right. So with that being said, we'll go to attendance. We're going to start looking closely at attendance. As you can see, we did lose a few board members last year. Some resigned, some unfortunately passed away. So we're going to have new board members coming in as the time continues, especially now that there's term limits. So attendance is very important, especially at committee meetings. For all the new board members, you will be assigned a committee if you haven't been assigned so. And when these committee meetings, they can't conduct business if they don't have a quorum. And unfortunately, our community board has been known for not having quorums at a lot of committee meetings, and a lot of meetings get canceled last minute, especially when we used to attend in person. It would be a snowy day, and the person would make the time, make it out, go to the office, open up the office, and they're by themselves. So it's not fair. If you can't make it, that's okay. Just send an email. Say, I can't make it. So there are no surprises. If I'm the chairman of the committee and I find out that 5 out of 6 members won't be able to make it, I'm probably going to cancel the meeting. So it's best that you give advance notice. We'll be paying attention to the attendance. So please make sure you attend the meetings and make sure you're on time, because sometimes some of these meetings are delayed because we're waiting for a quorum. So that's pretty much it on the attendance portion. And we'll go back to how we're going to meet going forward when Jeremy's ready with the poll. Jeremy, that's all I have for now. Do you want to move to the next item, or you want me
We
to
do have some
talk about?
we have some distinguished guests here that we don't normally have. So starting with the Speaker of the Assembly, do you want to go to him?
Yes.
So, Mr. Speaker, the protocol we have was we give you 5 minutes. I should have gave that to you. Well, I think I did give that to your staff. We give elected officials 5 minutes, and then we take questions thereafter.
I'll probably give you 3.5 of those minutes back. So I just wanted to come in and join in and say hello to everyone and wish everyone well. And just I'd say right now for myself and probably the Assembly delegation, trying to make sure that the programs that we set up in this year's budget to assist the small businesses, the homeowners, the rental assistance, the school worker fund, that's really been our concentration as of right now.
We lost him. Did we lose him, Jeremy?
Yeah, Mr. Hasty, we can't hear you right now.
Text him in there that he's and if you want to give a text, let him know that we're not hearing him.
Hold on.
No one can hear me?
Now we can.
Your call, you disappeared for a little bit, but you're back now.
Oh, okay. So
If you want to turn your video off, that might help.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of new to WebEx. Okay. I don't know. Is that better?
Yeah, sometimes your video takes up a lot of bandwidth, so you lose you sometimes.
Is that better?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. So I was just saying, since this is the off session, what we're trying to do is make sure that the large COVID-related programs that we set forward in the budget, that those funds are able to get into the hands of those, hands and pockets of those who desperately need them. The homeowner fund, the ERAP, which is the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, the Small Business Assistance Program, the Excluded Worker Program, and also trying to get acclimated with working with Governor Hochul. She's been in office for about a month. Also trying to help out the homeowners and tenants who've been who saw any damage under Hurricane Ida. I would say is the major areas of concentration at this point. Because I think I'd much rather answer everyone's questions. And also another a good announcement is the Northeast Bronx YMCA actually opened on September 9th. And we're looking forward to having many people from the community to join. I joined myself. It's a fabulous building, 2 pools, a fitness center, a gym, and community space. So I urge everyone to come and join the YMCA. So with that, I'm open to questions.
So oral. So remember, we set a limit of 4 question or comments by board members. So hopefully the board you'll help us stick to that tonight, right?
Yeah, we're going to limit. How many minutes you want me to give everyone?
No, there's no time limits on that. We don't just do the initial speaking time and then 4 questions or comments, preferably not multiple questions or comments by one person.
Okay. Did everyone hear that? So everyone has to help me follow the rules, and just because this allows everyone to get a chance to speak. So I know that a lot of people have some passionate ideas, but if you can allow everyone to have an opportunity to talk, you'll help us out a lot, so we can hear from everyone.
And oral?
Okay, go ahead.
Also, because we have Councilmember Feliz in, and he has to run out around 8.
You got it.
He's next.
Okay, go ahead. Councilman Feliz?
Well, does anybody have any questions for the speaker? Mr.
I
Hasty?
do, Jeremy.
Jazz?
Yes.
Right.
The membership for the Y, do they have family membership or individual or what?
Yeah, they have memberships available for individuals, for seniors, and for families. And one of the things we did in the budget between myself, Senator Bailey, and Councilman Riley, and in coordination with with Mayor de Blasio, we put in, I think, roughly around $2 million to help out with support and scholarships, so that when we built that center, I said that every single family that wants to participate, we will be able to do that. So there's financial assistance available.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else with questions? If not, we can move on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hasty. I really appreciate it, your attendance.
My pleasure. Be well, everyone. And get
Thank you.
vaccinated if you haven't.
Also,
Yes, thank you very much for attending.
Yes.
Councilmember Feliz?
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Can hear you.
Perfect. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for having me, and also thank you for all the good work you do in our community. I'm Councilmember Oswald Feliz. Just wanted to briefly provide some updates. I'll be super brief. I know we have a pretty lengthy agenda, and I also want to take some questions that anyone may have. So I've been in office for 5 months, and we're very proud of all the capital funds that we've been able to bring to the district to help fix our schools, our parks, school playgrounds. We've brought $15 million in just 5 months in office, including a lot of money for parkside houses so that they could renovate their interior areas and also exterior. So $15 in 5 months. We're also in contact with the mayor of the city of New York, who has agreed to bring $3.5 million more to the district so that we could fix or rehab Poe Park, which is on the other corner of the district, on the Grand Concourse section of the district. But we're very proud of all the funds that we've been able to bring to fund well-needed capital projects in the district. Also, as council member of the 15th Council District, public safety and also clean streets is a big priority for me. I've been working with the sanitation department to make sure that they are providing the sanitation services that we deserve in the district. We're also fully funding Wildcats so that they could provide supplemental sanitation related services in the district. Also very aware of the unfortunate shootings that we've had in the district. Public safety is going to be a big priority for me. Number one, bringing opportunity to the district, to people that for a very long time haven't had the same opportunities as people from other areas of the city. Opportunity, but also changing some of our laws, some laws related to gun violence, which in my opinion is contributing to what we're seeing. And last but not least, my office is open if you need any type of help, housing, immigration, sanitation services. My office is open Monday through Thursday in person from 10 to 4. We're located in the same location as that Richie Torres had his old office. But thank you so much for having me. Any questions, feel free to either post them or ask away.
Okay, does anyone have any questions from the
I have a question.
Sure.
This is Janice Walcott.
Hey, Janice.
Are you aware, Councilman Police, of the situation in Zimmerman Playground with the park house not being able to utilize in over 5 years? And because of that, we cannot have any programs in the park. Are you aware of that?
Yep, aware of the issue. I've been in contact with the Parks Department. They've said that it would take approximately, well, I keep getting different numbers. Initially,
I know. I know.
Yeah, initially they said $10 million to renovate the park, but also the building. And then they said $27 million, which is a completely different number. But yeah, but we'll be speaking with all the proper people, and to get the correct number, and then work with the city council and also the mayor of the city of New York so that we could reopen that building ASAP. It's well needed, especially in that area.
Okay, I thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other board members? Okay. Well, I guess that's it, right?
That's it. I think so. That's it. Oswald, do you have any impact on the street? I know they're repaving some streets themselves. Do you have any input on that?
Which areas specifically?
Right on Fish Avenue between Allerton and Mace, they're repaving that whole street. It hasn't, they took up the top surface, but they haven't. It's going on a week now. They haven't put on the final surface yet. Are you aware of things like that that's going on?
Or the councilman doesn't cover that area. And
Okay.
secondly, it takes 1 week after you do the milling to do the resurfacing.
Understood. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chris.
It could take actually longer than that, 2 to 3 weeks or longer. And we get a lot of complaints at the office about that stuff.
Okay, thanks.
Good to know.
Anyone else?
All right, we'll continue with the agenda. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Councilmember.
Thank you, council member.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
If everybody can see that. You see my screen?
Yes, Jeremy.
So Veronica, Treasurer's Report. Veronica, still?
Yes, sorry. The Treasury Report has been sent to the office and will be distributed to the board members. If you have any questions after you receive it, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Hazel, Secretary's Report.
Hi, everybody. So the minutes were sent out. I hope everybody had an opportunity to look them over. At this time, I'm going to make a motion to approve the June 20th, 2021 full board minutes, meeting minutes. Does anybody have any questions, comments about them?
If everybody can see my screen, or is it still on the Word document? Still on the Word document?
It's still on the Word
See you,
document.
Jeremy.
Okay. Yeah, I can pull up the minutes if necessary. Otherwise, I'll just leave it on the Word document. Everybody they were emailed to everyone.
Yeah, I received it. So
I received it also.
We need a second.
I second it.
Second by Edith Flitzer.
Yeah.
Any
Any objections? Any abstentions? Any objections?
No.
Okay, so I guess the motion passes. Thank you so much.
Okay, my report. I do have the I do have the link ready. I just gotta send it. I'm gonna email it out. That's the best way versus putting it here for everyone to see or to have. It's a link. It's his question. I could share it. Why don't I just share it real quick so nobody's should be surprised by it. I mean, everybody's done this already for the most part. So it's up to you. Yeah, I can share it, or we can just move on.
Move on.
All right. So I will email out the link for the questions about future remote meetings or in-person meetings. So my report updated the street activity permit guidelines. We haven't been updated since 2015. They still probably need updates. COVID-19 vaccine info. I meant to send an email out not too long ago. We had a breakthrough case with a board member that was okay with me sharing that with you. They were fully vaccinated in May, and they caught COVID, 2 weeks ago or something like that. They are fine. And but there are other people we know that were fully vaccinated months ago, and unfortunately are no longer with us. At least people I know, some other board members know. Which brings me to boosters. So if anybody hasn't received a booster yet, but you want one, I can't guarantee it anything right now, unless you have an underlying condition. Al is pretty good about assisting with this as well. But this goes for board members, members of the public. If you want to be put on, I'll keep a list of whoever wants a booster, or if you want the shot in the first place and you haven't received it yet, please let me know. And then, unfortunately, with the passing of Miss Norris, this brings me to next of kin. Luckily, we were able to call Miss Norris's house phone and speak to her son. And I've met her son before. We used to go to the gym together. I mean, we meet at the gym on Planet Fitness on White Plains Road, but I don't know everybody's next of kin or emergency contact, so to speak. Right? You don't think it's necessarily, but you never know. So if you're new to the board and you have a next of kin you want to share with the office, we will keep it on file. And God forbid case we can't get a hold of you. We had a board member recently we couldn't get a hold of. So we had to reach out to the council members who just appointed them, whatever. So new web pages, Yankee tickets. We had a game in September. I heard it was pretty good, well attended. We were not able to distribute all the tickets. We got a little too many restrictions, I think, on some of these things, which we can't avoid. Look, because of COVID, as many people were abiding. Normally, we have no problems giving out every single Yankee ticket we receive. Everything was also moved online this year with the New York Yankees. So on the agenda here, you can click on any of these hyperlinks. This will take you to the page that talk about the game that we just had. But more importantly, we have the Youth Leadership Award application. We have a board member here present tonight who received the award once upon a time. It's a $750 stipend. So basically, it's a $750 one-time check that you receive. You have to volunteer 50 hours worth of your time for something in or related to something that, whether it's benefiting you as a resident or benefiting our district. And then speaking time at full board meetings, as many as I think all the gallery sessions speakers by now know, I sent them a link to fill out, or at least if I saw the email in time. And it's just a way to streamline the process. So unless there's any questions, I really want to move it along because it's already at 8 o'clock.
Jeremy?
Yes.
Can I just say something about the boosters? It's Joanne Rubino.
Yes, go ahead, Joanne.
You can have a walk-in on Building 4 and Jacoby, I think from early in the morning, like 7:30 to probably 6 o'clock. There's a sign on there. You can just walk in. That's what happened to me. And someone informed me that they got their booster as a walk-in at CVS. So actually, I was in CVS today. I think you do have to make an appointment online, but you don't have to make an appointment for Jacoby. And that's right in our neighborhood. Just want to let people know. That's for the Pfizer.
Yeah, and I think Sergio put on this web link in the chat about the eligibility for boosters. So you should look into that eligibility if you qualify for it, or if you're recommended to get it by health professionals.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. I'm good.
I just have one question on speaking time at football meetings.
Who's asking the question?
Well, my name is Luis Cruz. I'm just a community member, and I wanted to sign up as a speaker for tonight.
You would have to sign up. You would have to sign up 36 hours in advance, sir, for the next meeting.
Well, my question is do you have to do it the 24 hours?
You can type in. We just have to move on. I'm really sorry.
Jeremy, I just want to, I just got back on again. I was called to my mother-in-law's bedside. It looks like, she's 105 years old, and we were called to gather around the bedside, but the doctor came in and said she may she may linger for a day or two. So I'm sorry I'm late. I just wanted to welcome all the new members of the board and thank Jeremy for, standing in my stead. Thank you. You've been going with the meeting.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job. So, Yahya was saying, put it in the chat. You can reach out to us after the meeting. If you're a member of the public and you did register in advance, we will try to address your questions. The gallery will speak. We have that later on. We do have a Yankee Award recipient. Francis, can you show your video? Did you have your video in or did you call in? I just want to thank everybody. We had one of our Yankee Award recipients. We were supposed to have them all appear in person. So we gave them the option to come remotely if they wanted. I don't know if Francis Timpone is still here. So he just wanted to thank her. So
We just get going. Come on.
Hi.
Janine Timpone is on.
Yeah, Francis.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's it. It's just a simple thank you. All right. Leadership Committee, Yahya Obeid. Thank you, Francis.
All right, Jeremy, if you can just scroll down on the agenda, I'm going to read from the screen. I'm just going to zoom in. All right, so we have a couple of items that we're going to vote on tonight. Let's start with the first one. Motion to send an email of no objection for the street co-name and application for Dominic Ciano Way. Do I have a second?
I second it. Andrea.
Thank you.
Point of order,
Thank
you don't
you.
need a second if it's approved in committee, which it was.
That's correct. We always forget that. So we'll go straight into discussion. Dominic Ciano was a former board member, longtime board member, who left the board, I think last year or the year before, and he passed away last year, unfortunately. So we'll go into discussion. Any discussion on it before we call for a vote? All right. Any objections? Any abstentions?
Natalie
All
abstained.
right. Natalie, you abstain?
Yes.
Okay. Any other abstentions? Motion passes with one abstention. So we'll go to the second motion. Motion to send an email of no objection regarding Mother Teresa Plaza on Pelham Parkway. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I apologize. We don't even need a second, but we did get a couple of seconds. That's great. So before we go into discussion, when we voted on this during the leadership meeting, we made a promise to the public that we were going to follow up and get more information on this. So Jeremy, would you be able to just give us a quick part of the discussion?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions and confusion on this motion. So we had a request from the council member he's donating money for to create a plaza, Mother Teresa Plaza on Pelham Parkway. Yeah, nothing is set in stone. So let me clarify. Al, Harriet, and I, we spoke with Mr. Ortiz from the Parks Department earlier today, and nothing is set in stone. They don't have a design team yet for this. Long story short, this comes down to the idea and the name. And so if we're not opposed to the current idea and name, the details will come later, and we can object to it later if we want to. Right?
Jeremy, can I say something regarding that?
Yeah.
Okay, we did send a letter of support to the Parks Department. From what I understand, it's going to be right across from the Young Israel Synagogue on Mulliner and Matthews. That place used to have benches where it was utilized by the people, baby carriages, children climbing the rocks. It is a mess now. The fact that they're going to put a plaza there gives us hope that maybe we'll rejuvenate this area again and have people enjoy the park. It's going to be benches and a statue. It will be a round figure according to Mark Jonai. It should be beautiful when it's finished, and we could all appreciate it.
Yeah, so it's the Parks Department likes the idea of Mulliner Avenue, the Palm Parkway South, but they did tell me it is not set in stone, and the name has to go through a process.
And also, according to Mark, not one tree, not one leaf, not one twig will be disrupted.
Exactly.
And the Parks Department, just for those of you concerned about the Parkway being historic parkland, it is one of the first parklands or parkways in New York. It will be limited in scope. They want to preserve the niceness of the parkway. So I've already been told a couple ideas that were shot down.
Jeremy, this was the place that had benches I'm going back 47 years ago. We all sat on those benches with our baby carriages, and the kids climbed the rocks. It's destroyed now. So the only thing good will come out of this, our areas finally become beautiful again.
No, Edith, we all agree with that, and I do too. I don't have a problem with that, but
okay,
I'm not
arguing with anybody. I'm just making statements.
No. It's wonderful. It's great. I think it's fantastic. As you know, I'm an architect, and a lot of times you want to look at the details on what the size and exactly where, like Jeremy just mentioned.
Right.
They're still going through vetting the location and the size of it. So I guess I don't think anyone here has an objection to naming the park or the plaza. It's just that we would, as a community, it would be great for us to know where it is so people can even visit it, the design of it and things like that. So I think if we get those more details, that'd be great, Jeremy, if we can get that stuff.
They will come back to us. They will come back to us.
They
always do.
If it's the area by Mulliner, are we going to be able to be guaranteed that Con Ed or whoever is not going to tear it up again? Because that area was fixed up when they did phase 1 of Pelham Parkway. Then they destroyed it, and it looks like Vietnam. So
but this is not on the parkway; it's on concrete ground between the two.
I know. I've walked through there when my daughter was in school, when they were doing the construction there. Then they fixed it, and now they tore it up again because of Con Ed.
Right. Then it looks like a third world area at the moment.
Exactly.
That's why it'll be a great idea, Jeremy, to get details on it. It'll be
they will come back to us. Nothing's set in stone. And Debbie, Con Ed, don't even try. Con Ed does what it wants, unfortunately, regardless of the Parks Department.
Jeremy.
All right. So unless there's any other discussion, Yahe?
It's unclear to me what exactly are we voting on.
I think we're voting on the idea of naming the plaza after Mother Teresa, but we don't have a design of it, but naming the plaza when they do build the plaza, naming it for her.
Yep, that's basically what.
Why are we wasting so much time? Why don't we wait till everything gets into view instead of projecting what we don't know? Let's get on. You want to end by 9 o'clock? Not 11.
Vote on the name. What's wrong with voting on the name tonight? What's wrong with that? What is wrong with voting on the name tonight? Do something.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with voting on a name.
On the name, but
okay, well then do that. Do that. We're going back and forth, but vote on the name, and then we'll find out about everything else.
Right.
Excuse me. The motion was simple. It's sending a letter of no objection to building a plaza and naming it after Mother Teresa.
There you go.
That's the motion.
That's it.
Now let's vote on it.
Thank you.
I agree.
I second the motion.
I third it, fourth it, whatever.
Thank you, Edith. So we'll go into the vote. So any objections? Let's take a vote. Any objections? Okay, any abstentions?
I think I have to abstain because I work for the city, so I think I have to abstain. I believe so.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
a park, you work for DDC, right? This is a
DDC,
parks
yeah, DDC does
department.
work with the parks, so yes. No, it's the same thing because we do work with the.
Yeah, if
They
you
have
feel,
they
if you
hire
want to
us.
abstain, go for it.
I have to. All right, yeah.
Okay. Any other abstentions? Okay, motion passes
Wait,
with one abstention.
I didn't hear you call for objections. I object.
Okay, yeah, I did initially call for the objections and I waited 5 seconds. Natalie is objection. Okay, any other objections or abstentions? I'll wait 5 to 10 seconds. All right, motion carries with one abstention and one objection. And Jeremy, before you move on to the next committee report, in the chat, if you can just put in the link to how to request to speak.
Yeah, I did that
before-
already. Done.
Okay, great.
Already done.
Yep.
Before you,
All right,
before you
sounds
got
good.
to it.
Other than that, back to you, Jeremy.
I do. Is David Levitt in the meeting tonight? I don't believe he is.
No, he
so,
isn't.
So Sandy or Joanne Rubino, if either of you want to take up these bylaw proposals, which were proposed in June and are to be voted on tonight. So if either of you want to make a motion.
I would like to make a motion that we adopt the changes that want to be made, which are outlined.
So we're looking at basically adding new sections to Article 4. Number
Right.
12 would be adding our conduct statement to all meeting agendas. 13 defines the gallery session for full board meetings. And 14 defines speaking time of elected officials.
Right, which is what we've been doing or trying to do all night. Yes, this way it'll be in and everyone will know exactly what the parameters are.
Yeah, we've been doing this process for quite some time. It's just codifying it, basically.
Right. It's
So-
literally almost pro forma.
So Sandy makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Edith
Thank you,
Blitzer.
Edith.
Any discussion? Any abstentions or objections? All right, Sandy, I think that's unanimous, right?
Yes, it sounds unanimous to me.
Okay. Joanne Rubino, Economic Development.
Hi, everybody. We had a meeting on September 15th. Before I get to the motion, I want to explain that Joe Thompson, we were on a call with Joe Thompson and Chris Kerka and myself with Michael Smith, he's let's see, what is his title? He's the Community Affairs Liaison for the SLA. We just wanted to make sure we were doing the right thing in our procedure and our procedure as far as vetting new and, renewals for liquor licenses. And, we go out to the community, we contact especially if they're new, we contact the new people. And, Michael Smith liked our procedure. We don't just rubber stamp. We actually try to work with them. So we were, the only thing is that if somebody doesn't show up, like there was a requirement at one time that if you didn't show up to the meeting, if you were for a new or renewal application, sometimes we didn't allow it. We didn't allow it to go through, but we're not doing that. It's no longer the case. We work closely with with everyone. So, we're trying to help the community. We're trying to help the businesses as well. So with that out of the way, we had 3 renewal liquor license applications. We had no objection to each. One of them was the Gasolina Bar Lounge, 2525 Boston Road.
I'd like to interrupt in reference to that, please, if I'm allowed to speak.
Hold on. No, hold on.
Not yet.
I will comment on that.
Okay.
So Go ahead.
Gasolina. The other one is Mama G African Kitchen on 1322 Agon Hill Road. That's wine, beer, and cider. An motion of no objection to the New York SLA regarding the Skyline Bar and Lounge. When we spoke to the 49th, there was no problem with them. No problem with any community organizations at the point when we were having this meeting on September 15th. So I wanted to put the motions in one motion to say that we have, for all three, or, all three businesses.
So Joanne?
Yes.
I recommend doing Gasolina separate.
Okay, no problem. So I'll do the two, Mama G African Kitchen and Skyline Bars. Motion of no objection to the New York SLA regarding the following renewal liquor license application for Mama G African Kitchen, and a motion, and also for the Skyline Bar and Lounge. We have no objection. So we seconded already, so we don't need a second. But does anyone have any comments or any comments about these two businesses, the African Kitchen and Skyline Bar and Lounge? Okay, are there any objections to this? I could take a vote, or any abstentions? Any objections to these two motions?
Yeah, I abstain.
Okay, so there's one abstention. And who is that?
Yes, Yahoo.
Okay. And if there are any objections, any abstentions? If not, the motion passes. So now to go to Gasolina. We had at the time motion of no objection regarding regarding Gasolina Bar and Lounge. We
have objections. I am fine with my tenants.
Yep. So let me handle that if you don't mind, Angelina.
Okay, sure. No problem.
So the motion is live on the floor because it was voted on committee. And I did request that Chris forward on some complaints we received. We did get complaints from the public, particularly about loud noise. Angelina's a property owner, and her tenants, some of her tenants are having extreme noise issues or concerns. So we did forward some information on what we received to the board. And I know I did encourage the constituent to, or the property owner to submit a complaint directly to the SLA, because remember, even though the board, whatever the board recommends, it's up to the state liquor authority to ultimately decide. We are only an advisory board in this matter, but we do have some concerns that probably need to be looked into further.
Okay, so can I withdraw the motion?
Yeah, I mean, if the committee agrees to it, I believe so. I don't know. Tom McCaney is normally good about that, withdrawing motions.
Well, we can table it. Can I table it?
May I intercede for a moment? I have tenants that live in this property for many years. They're family people.
Jeremy,
I have been here for 18 years.
I will. Hold on. I gotta stop sharing.
This is ridiculous.
I have lived here 18 years.
So, Angelina, so we're looking at tabling the motion. So, is the members of the Economic Development Committee who are present, are they opposed to that? Sherrod? I don't know who else. Veronica?
I wasn't there, Jeremy, so I really don't know.
I'm fine with tabling it.
You have no problems. Okay. So
the only issue with that is that it has to be voted. Otherwise, the 30 days is going to pass.
It doesn't have to be voted on, Chris, right? Remember, it's only it's only a recommendation. But I think we should look further into the complaints and concerns from the public. So I don't want to bore or waste everybody's time. It's not. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm fumbling my words. It's largely music. There was allegations of illegal activity. I think we should have further discussions with the precinct about some of this stuff.
for me, gasolina has always been a problem for years.
Yeah, it's a new
So-
owner. It's a new owner that I think we're dealing. Yes, there were problems prior with the prior owner. Yes. But now we're dealing with the new owner especially. So yeah, so maybe the committee, we can review this with the police.
If it's a new owner, then how is it under the same name?
It's a corporation and the bar is different. So I don't know exactly how that works.
Purchased the lot.
Or they could have just sold it.
And what they
So-
do is they bring people in through Facebook, and we are in the back of the building, and we have 80% of our tenants facing the back. Ridiculous.
All right, so the committee, thank you, Angelina. Sorry, we do have to follow protocol. So the committee's withdrawing the motion, right, Joanne? Yeah, you're muted, Joanne.
I have tenants online that are chatting and can speak.
Okay.
It is ridiculous.
Okay, so we
The
understand.
cops, nobody.
Angelina, I'm sorry, we're withdrawing the motion. We're not voting in favor of it. All right, that's a good step forward. All right.
Jeremy, if I may say something, at the next meeting, if it's brought up, maybe Angelina and her cadre of people should ask and file a request to speak from the gallery.
Yeah.
We could do that, but my tenants did file complaints with the liquor authority. And I sent out notices to each and every tenant to join this meeting, either by phone, video, or WebEx. And some of my tenants are on as we speak and they're chatting. They weren't aware about the pre-registration. I wasn't aware about that, but I could tell you that when you go at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Jeremy, enough already.
Okay, so Angelina, all right, so that's
Hi,
it.
can I
Thank you,
speak for a
Andrew.
second, Jeremy?
Yeah, Veronica, go.
Angelina, may I suggest that you and your tenants come to the next economic development meeting where we discuss liquor licenses? You'll be able to voice your concerns there, and then we can have some more information so that the committee and the full board will be able to make a more educated vote on this.
I've actually called the police on numerous occasions.
I'm
And
not
they were
talking
right.
All right, so,
And they told me they can't even speak to them.
all right, Angelina, thank you. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to boot you from the meeting. I'm sorry. So let's come to the next meeting. Let's move on with the agenda. And all right, unless there's anything else, Joanne, we have transportation
No,
committee.
that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, so Rabbi Fuchs, are you in?
I am here.
Mazel tov.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, Rabbi. Can you see the screen?
Okay, good evening, everybody. Hope all is well. Okay, so we're going to go as quick as possible. So we have street permits here. We have no problems. The committee met. We had no problems with each one of these. Conti's is fine. The other one is great. And we would like to make a motion to approve the following street activity permits. Do we have a second for approving these permits?
So, hold on.
Not both of them.
Point of order. Because a board member said to me that these weren't actually voted on committee. Were they voted on committee?
I believe so.
They were not.
They were not voted upon in committee. We asked both of these requests to come back with signatures, I believe.
No. Come
No,
on, don't
I
get
don't remember that at all.
Please stop. It was voted in committee in condition that they have to provide the signatures, meaning they will pass, but if they provide signatures.
That's correct.
Do they
So
have
don't
their
say it wasn't
signatures?
voted.
Do they have their signatures?
So
Well,
far, we have signatures only from Grace Lavalio, which is going to be the one having the one in Allerton Avenue. From counties, I haven't received anything at all.
We did get them late, but we did get them today. For Allerton Avenue Strong City Record Studio anniversary.
None from Conti's, correct?
Not that I know of.
0.
It was brought to my attention about gang issue over with Allerton, so I don't think that's a good idea.
So, does somebody want to make a motion? It was, I don't know, because the deadline was yesterday. You want to make a motion? You want to say the motion was live? I mean, it's up to you, Rabbi. It's your committee. For
Okay.
Allison Avenue.
And Christian could help me out on this one if he so desires. I would like to hear about the Allerton Avenue situation first, whoever mentioned something about gang activity there. Anybody want?
Projects in the area are feuding.
It's a fact.
Okay.
Okay.
So
is that a reason for us to deny this permit?
Can I speak? That's something to be aware about.
No, Grace, just hold off. So, board members, somebody said something? Anyone want to make, real question, does anyone want to make a motion on this street activity permit?
I would like to ask a question.
Yeah, you do.
Have we gotten any police reports on this gang member business?
Agreed.
There's been shootings in the area.
There's always shootings, Debbie.
There are shootings everywhere.
All right, well,
There's
who
been
wants to make a
shootings
motion?
between the projects in the area.
I would like to make a motion.
Okay, Naomi?
I would like to make a motion to make a vote on this.
So, motion to recommend approval of the following street
Yes.
activity permit?
That's correct.
Jeremy,
just
can
so-
we say anything, Jeremy?
No.
No, Irene, you can't still speak.
All right,
So
thank
I'm
you.
obviously getting chewed out for letting anybody speak. So the motion, we normally send a motion of no objection. The way the city program is worded is it's recommend approval. So that's why it's that way. And so Naomi made a motion to recommend approval of Allerton Avenue Strong City Record Studio Anniversary Party.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Street event. I'm sorry, it's called a street event. Do we have a second?
I
Second the motion.
Christian Amato seconds.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, it's open for further discussion, or do we want to go straight to a vote?
Further discussion.
Debbie, anybody?
Someone said further discussion, yeah?
I did.
Richard,
Yes.
do you have anything you want to add? Anybody? If not, I think we should go straight to a vote, not wasting any more time. So I don't know if it's going to be a close one. We might have to do a roll call. How about we see if there are any objections?
I object.
I object.
So Debbie and Andrea Siegel, who else?
I object.
Who's that?
Phyllis.
Phyllis? Tiz? Okay, Phyllis. 3. Any other objections?
I'll object. Joanne.
Joanne
Rubino.
Rubino, 4. Any abstentions? So we have 4 objections, no abstentions. That means everybody else is voting in favor.
Sorry, it's Christine Cruz.
Yeah, Christine, what'd you say?
I abstain.
4 objections, 1 abstention. Christine Cruz. Everybody else is in favor.
I object. Sorry, I couldn't get my mute off. It's Veronica.
So 5 objections, 1 abstention. It still carries. All right. And Veronica just left the meeting, maybe on accident. All right.
Veronica's coming back in. She got temporarily disconnected.
All right. Harriet, do you have the objections and abstention for the minutes to help Hazel?
I have all of it.
All right.
Jeremy, the only thing, maybe, I don't know how we do this, but should we let the 49th know about this, or they know about it automatically?
I would assume
has their own ability to input, to provide their feedback and input on these events.
Okay.
They often look to us first too. So that aside, Conti's, do we want to vote on that?
Conti's missed the deadline. That's for sure. That was the motion, was they had to get everything by the deadline. So the question here is, Jeremy, is that enough for us to, I guess, withdraw the motion since it was contingent on the deadline?
Yeah, as long as you're okay with that, Christian, and the rest of the committee, Debbie?
I mean, I think I'm posing it more as a
I
question.
know she said she wasn't going to go out and get any of the signatures, so
That's
I don't
right.
see any reason why to continue and hold this up if she was not even trying to keep her end of the bargain.
Okay. So Debbie and Rabbi.
May I ask a question, please?
Yeah, Andrea.
For what reason do they need signatures, since they got signatures originally to have the initial vote?
She did not get signatures of it initially.
She said she has no time to go out and get it, and then I think we told her specifically that go to find somebody else to do it. And I think she was kind of agreeing to that, but obviously nothing ever happened.
So then how did we vote to them to allow the street naming without any signatures?
Conditional approval.
The street naming was separate of doing
Separate
this
deal.
block party. The street
Separate
naming,
deal.
I forgot the gentleman's name. He went
Rich
out.
Vitale. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Rich. This block party is being done by I believe her name's Camilla, the lady from the bid.
Okay, so those signatures for the initial, for the street naming cannot be used.
It's an apple and an orange.
Okay, I did not, that's why I'm asking the question. Thank you.
Yeah, this is just for a street event. I don't know if they got the street. Wasn't that up in the air too, Chris? Didn't they
Jeremy,
say that?
just to signal, I'm the Morris Park bid, and I'm here if any question
Oh.
is needed, but no, only if you allow me.
All right. So do we have signatures, Camelia? That's a real
No,
question.
I mean, I informed, just to clarify, the SAPO application is being done jointly by Conti's to celebrate Conti's, but is being done jointly with the support of Morris Park bid.
Okay,
After presenting myself to the committee, I informed Conti's of the committee requirement of 5,000, not 5,000 signature, 50% of the
55%.
percentage of residents. And I also made it clear that the time frame and the investment foreseen from the business, that personally, I did not think that the signature requirement was going to be followed. But please, to clarify, it is not a Morris Park bid. Morris Park bid wants to support events for the community on Morris Park Avenue. This was a celebration for Conti's on the block of Conti's. So the business has been informed, and we also informed back to you that we find this that it will be unlikely. And I would suggest strongly what Jeremy said, for the committee to review if requirements from 2015 are still relevant in an era post-COVID where we are trying so hard to give something back to the community and to support our businesses. Thank you.
All right. So basically no signatures that we know of. So I think Debbie and Rabbi were in favor of rescinding the motion. Christian, anybody else from the committee that was present for the meeting? I don't know if Lisa's in yet.
We need a second, Jeremy.
No. They're just withdrawing. They're withdrawing the motion. I don't think you need a second for that.
And we
Christian,
can, Jeremy, could we give them an extension on these signatures? Could I just?
Yeah, that's part of the solution.
Could I just add to the
they're-
motion? We'll give them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I don't want to be the negative person in this matter, but since I've been dealing with this for the longest, why should we do something different from somebody else? Otherwise, it's going to open a can of worms in the future.
Okay.
I mean, Ms. Grace Lulovalio, which represented the other activity, filled up whatever we needed from them. And it was just simple. It's one of the requirements in our, what's it called? It on a website, it's written over there. What is the requirement for somebody to conduct a street activity permit. First timers, always they have to collect signatures, at least 51% of the signatures of people that live in the area. Why is it so hard? And it was given 2 weeks from the day that the meeting occurred to yesterday. Now they're either COVID or no COVID, they're going to gather together. So what COVID got to do for the signatures? I don't understand. If they're going to be all together, go and get the signatures. To me, this is not an excuse.
Well, I think the thing is that the Conti's has been in existence for 100 years and they've been in the neighborhood for a long time.
Wow, I don't care if it's 1,000 years.
All right.
I cannot change it.
All right,
I cannot change it.
One at a time. So,
Hey, you're good,
What-
my love?
all
Okay,
right, so there's a
Yes.
motion that was made in committee. Why don't we just vote on the motion then? Rabbi, you want to just vote on the motion?
yes, I
Well,
will.
I guess so. That would be the most fairest thing now. That would be the most fairest thing.
Edith, can you mute yourself? Edith Blitzer?
Okay, we'll see what happens, yes.
Edith,
Then, Jeremy?
hold on, I muted her. All right, so there's a motion to recommend approval of the following street activity permit. Conti's 100 Years Block Party Street Event. I don't know what that is, but whatever. All right, is there any? So this is the motion that was made in committee, conditioned upon signatures.
Correct.
So let's go forward with the motion. We had enough discussion, right, Rabbi? We're
Yes,
good?
we had enough discussion. We heard from everybody.
All right, so all right, who's objecting to this? That's the easiest way to go about these. Who's objecting? It's easier to tell you.
I'm objecting.
I'm objecting.
Who's that?
I am objecting.
Debbie's
Debbie.
objecting, Andrea's objecting.
Andrea and Debbie. Okay. Anyone else objecting?
Chief Ramsey objecting.
Keith Ramsey. Ramsey.
I
sorry.
object.
Is that Veronica?
Yes.
I object.
Edith Blitzer. It's 5. Any others?
The others are sleeping.
I object, Rich Reynoso.
Reynoso. It's 6. Any
Object.
extension?
I
Who?
object.
Who's that?
Juanita.
And Natalie.
Juanita?
And Natalie.
Natalie, Mulaney. People don't like roll call votes, but are we at that point? We can just do a roll call so it's easier to keep track.
Do a roll call because I think some people just left their stuff on and for something to pass and they're not even paying attention would be
All right.
good.
Oh my
All right, so let me restate the motion. So the motion that was voted on committee is to recommend approval of the following street activity permit, Conti's 100 Years Block Party Street Event for October 22nd from 2 to 4 p.m. on Barnes Avenue between Morse Park Avenue and Van Nest Avenue. The motion is voted on the condition of signatures, which are on our website, the guidelines that we provide. To get 55% of the block signatures. We don't not have signatures. So we're going to do a roll call. So whoever is in favor of the motion, say yes or aye. And if you're not, you're objecting or you're abstaining. And Al D'Angelo?
I'm sorry, Jeremy. Can you explain that again? Because I'm a little lost. What are we voting to rescind the application?
No, we are voting. We're staying with the motion. The motion is to recommend approval of the following street activity permit based on signatures. It was conditional approval. We didn't receive the signatures. I think it's just easier at this point that we just vote to recommend either in favor of the application or you're not. That's what it comes down to.
Jeremy, going back to my previous question, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. Could I amend the motion to say pending signatures received by October 8th? Am I allowed to do that? And I want to give them 1 week.
I think that's just more confusing, isn't it? They were supposed to have signatures by yesterday. Were they
Okay,
not?
but I'm just trying, I'm going off a little bit what Al said. I'm trying to be a nice guy and saying, well, for whatever reason you didn't do it, I'll give you one final shot. You're here 100 years, but after that, there is
I know.
no exceptions.
I know, but
It's your motion, Rabbi. You can do whatever you want.
that's your committee that voted this way, right?
Okay. Okay, so let's stick with what we have. No problem.
All right, Al.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
God.
He's voting in favor of the motion. It basically allow for the street activity. Recommend approval. So Yahya Obeid. Yay or nay? Okay, Veronica Castro.
I object.
Okay, she's objecting. Hazel.
I approve.
Okay. Oral.
I'm going to abstain because this is very confusing. I don't have enough information.
Okay. Mr. Albright.
Object.
Okay. Asneem. Salsabil.
Yes.
Salsa. I see your name.
I said yes.
So you're in favor. Okay. Christian.
I approve.
Christian Amato approves.
Yes.
Valerie Bab. I gotta mute everybody. Valerie Bab. Joseph Baycoat. *6 to unmute. Keith Blitzer.
Object.
Junior Campbell. Junior. Christina Contreras.
Abstain.
Christine Cruz.
Approve.
Tricia De Jesus. De Jesus, sorry.
I approve.
Okay. Averill Rabbi. Rabbi Fuchs. And Gelnick.
I was a yes. I was a yes. I was on mute.
Okay. And Gelnick. Malcolm Gray.
Abstain.
Malcolm, you abstain? Okay.
Yes.
John Johnson. Deborah Kolick.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. I abstain.
I object.
Okay. John Johnson abstains. Debbie Kolick objects. Mulaney.
Object.
Natalie. You know.
Object.
Anastasio. Phyllis.
Approve. Approve.
Naomi Pemberton. Got you. Thank you.
Approve. Approve.
Shrado.
Yes.
Ramsey.
No.
Objecting. Juanita.
Objection.
Okay. Richard Reynoso. Rich Reynoso.
Object.
Ellie Rodriguez, is he in here? I don't remember. Fran Rubino.
I approve.
Andrew Siegel.
Object.
Tafadar.
Object.
I don't know if Lisa joined us yet. Joanne Terlange, I don't remember if she was in. Sandra.
I object. And you know what? I would like to say, why couldn't they have people sign a petition when they came in to buy their pastries?
So, all right, thank you, Sandy. Let's just try to get the vote done.
Okay, that's it.
Janice Walcott. Janice Walcott. Vernell Walker.
Object.
What's that?
Object.
Object.
I approve, Jeremy. I don't know if you got it. I was muted.
Okay. No, I didn't hear you, Janice, but I got you now. So let me just count it. Let me count it up. I'm going to mute myself real quick, or maybe I shouldn't. All right, you're prepared to copy, right? All right. All right, Lasky.
Yeah, I have
Right.
four abstentions.
One. So I'm going to read them off just so I didn't get this wrong because it's a little confusing for me to type. Amy.
And how many were
abstained.
asleep?
Okay, please no more commentary. Oral abstained. All right, I'm gonna have to mute everybody. Oral abstained.
Yes.
Christina Contreras abstained.
Yes.
Malcolm Gray abstained.
Yes.
John Johnson abstained.
Yes.
So those are your 4 abstentions.
Yes.
Okay. Approvals, I got El D'Angelo, Hazel Salsabil, Christian, Christine Cruz, Everyday Jesus, Rabbi Fuchs, Phyllis Anastasio, Tommy Pemberton, Strato Purdom, Ryan Rubino, S. Walcott. How many is that, Harriet? How many yeses? Anybody?
I wasn't counting, Jeremy. All right.
So that's correct. Nobody, I didn't get that wrong. So that's 1, 2. It's 12 yeses, from what I can tell. Just double checking. 12. All right, please mute yourself if you're not talking, if you're not Harriet. 12 yeses. Objections, Veronica, Stephen, Edith, Debbie, Laney.
Jeremy, it's Ken Gillick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had my vote. I wanted to abstain on this one. I had problems on
There's
muting.
5 abstentions, Harriet. You heard that? 5 abstentions, Ken Gelnick. And I got to start again with the objections. Veronica, Stephen, Edith, Deborah, Mulaney, 5, Natalie, 6, Keith, Juanita, Richard, that's 9, Andrea, Afdar, 11. Yeah, the motion fails.
Good.
I got Sandy and Vernell after that. So that's more than, so this is the way it works, everybody. If you don't have a majority of yays or those in favor, the motion fails. So the motion failed here.
Good.
All right, no commentary, please. Any questions, comments? Move on. I know people are texting me.
Let's go.
All right.
Point of order,
So-
can we do a roll call for the Allerton also, please?
I think if anybody calls for it, I think.
I just said
think
point of
so.
order, guys. I'm calling
Yep.
for a roll call, please.
Yep.
For
All right.
what?
For the one that was already approved.
It was approved, so we
Okay,
need a
if
roll
it's
call.
approved, you said
Well-
we don't need a roll call if it was already approved.
It appears that some people might have slept through it, so I
Well, that's
wanted
their
to make sure
problem, Debbie.
people were awake.
That's their
Listen,
problem.
It's been approved. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Let's
It's
go, Chair.
approved. Leave it. Go
Al?
on with the agenda.
Al, you're the chairman of the board. Move on.
Move on.
Or-
Move on.
Move
All
on.
right.
Thank you.
All right. So let me share the agenda again. Did everybody get the link? If you didn't, Got the link? The survey for full board member, or for board members. Forget about that.
The link already answered it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. E-scooter motion. Rabbi, you want to talk about this as well as your meeting on Monday night?
Yes, correct. Okay, wait, everybody could hear me.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so I would say, and we're going to catch up on the minutes, folks, so don't worry about it. This e-scooter motion from the board, the committee, from public speakers. We've had a lot of, I would say, negative comments, but we're going to try to turn these negative comments into something constructive. And please don't interrupt me. I'm going to try to give you as many as the negative comments as possible. One, obviously, which everybody sees with their own eyes, is these bikes or whatever they're called are left all over the place. Number two, although I believe each one of them says do not ride on the sidewalk, they're on every sidewalk all over the place. Next, that, and this goes back to number one, that they're being left in people's driveways and blocking their spots in front of their house. Number three. Number four, they're being run especially with no regard of the elderly and the handicapped. Those things are just flying through the streets, no speed limits whatsoever. Number five, there is some doubt, I guess that's a good word, some doubt if people that are using these scooters are of age to be even on these scooters. And I guess number six, and the final one of it is, I guess this enhances everything. What is it doing for our community? Is it a solution or is it a dissolution? Is it really helping our community grow in any way? And that, I think that goes to what it looks like. To the common person, it looks like, somebody said abandoned. Yeah, they look abandoned all over the place. And I guess the whole thought is, and I'll be finished with this, when these vendors, and I forget their names, proposed this whole thing, how much thought was given into the safety of our community? So, upcoming attractions is Monday night. Originally, we voted at the meeting that we were going to come up with a constructive letter to these vendors and was probably copying DOT. But within the last week, I think Jeremy was contacted by one of these vendors, and they and DOT, I believe, will be showing up to a committee meeting that we'll be having Monday at 7:30. We are not.
So, Rabbi, just to clarify, so DOT was already coming Monday night, this coming Monday night, for a rehabilitation project for Pelham Parkway over the Hutchinson River.
Right.
But VO, one of the representatives from VO reached out to me this week, and I was able to schedule him also for the meeting Monday night. So a representative from VO, that's one of 3 scooter companies, is coming. Hopefully DOT will stay for when Mr. Leon speaks, but I encourage anybody that has scooter complaints to please show up to the meeting, or feel free to send me an email. All the board members, I think I forwarded you the email from Mr. Leon. Feel free to reach out to him directly.
And I just want to reiterate, what I have just listed here came from committee, came from the public. And
Jeremy, can I say something?
Wait, hold on, time out, New York, okay? Just time out, and then we'll let everybody talk, but please don't everybody repeat themselves. With those 6, 7 things I listed, unless you have something new that's going to open up our eyes, please do not repeat anything. Edith, it's all yours.
All right. At our Pelham Parkway Neighborhood Association, we had the DOT commissioner. All right. And everything you say, Rabbi, is true. The only problem is he told us that these bikes can be left anywhere and everywhere. The companies trace them and they come and they pick them up. The problem is they take their sweet time picking them up.
Okay,
That's the information we got firsthand from Novato.
Yeah, okay, so Edith, let me respond to that. So that's a perfect point, and I don't know who said it was a public person or somebody at our meeting, that we want to try to fix this. If we don't think it's the worst idea in America, but as it stands now, it's definitely not the best idea in America. So
Agreed.
To tell you what you're saying now. So yes, they're scattered all over the place. Mr. Whatever the vendor is, whatever DOT is, come up with some. See, what I don't understand, and I don't think this is rocket science, when they do city bikes, they have a place to park them. You don't have city bikes lying all over New York City and over the Bronx. Why should this be any different? Why isn't there a place? And everybody had ideas, Edith, and penalize people and do this and do that. Yes, these are all great ideas, but we have to come up with something that is not going to destroy this. I don't know if there's anybody on this board now that maybe there could be a few people that want to destroy it, and that's your prerogative. But I think, like they say, we got to give it a chance. And I think that's why we're having this meeting on Monday. So, Edith, you are right. It takes them whiles to pick it up. Some of them are flat on the floor. Some of them are halfway in the street, halfway in on the gutter. It's an amazing thing. But I don't know if City Bike had such problems when they started. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. This seems to be a bigger, I don't want to use the word problem, issue. An issue which I think could be resolved with some creative thinking. Okay, now I'll take it from anybody else out there that has something that they want to add, positive or negative. I'm willing to listen because I want to have enough ammunition going into that meeting. I don't want to use the word ammunition. I keep on using that word. I want to have enough feedback going into that meeting on Monday. The floor is anybody's.
I want to mention that I still have not been able to get proper resolution with one of the scooter companies because when somebody discarded one of the scooters, it damaged my vehicle, and it's trying to deal with the scooter company. It's like talking to a brick wall.
Okay, well taken, and yes, that was mentioned before. And Debbie, I did not mention it. My apologies. Next.
Hi, Rabbi, it's Naomi.
Rabbi, it's all the same thing. Go ahead.
Sorry, let's try to get it out. I have a comment and a concern or a suggestion. I was driving down the road and one of the scooter people just went right past the stop sign. They're not even following,
Correct.
rules of the rules of the road. And like you said, with the city bike, you have to follow the rules. They have their own section where you can ride bikes and things like that. And so we need stricter regulation in terms of licensing. Maybe they need licensing. Maybe there are people are jumping on this that don't know how to operate it. That's
Correct.
a problem. I had my daughter in the car. She's 4, and I almost hit this person.
Yeah, Naomi,
that is very scary.
Well taken. I think if we counted those scooters out there now, and the board could chime in on this, although it says on that scooter, I read it with my own eyes, don't be on the sidewalk. I would say a majority of now are on the sidewalk now.
Absolutely.
Majority. And I don't think it's even close. I think it's 70 to 30.
I have a comment real quick.
Right, so Rabbi, we have one of the scooter companies coming to our meeting, your meeting Monday night. So if we can just reiterate that and move on, is that okay?
I think we can reiterate unless somebody has some monumental thing that I did not mention.
Oh, the only thing
Move
Rabbi
on.
wanted to mention.
I make a motion to move on and let's go watch the Yankee game.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm trying. I want help with, Rabbi, is how can we get them to be educated in riding these scooters? If we're going to have these scooters, they need to be educated in the rules of the road and not kill people, not be killed and injure people in vehicles or injure people, period.
Yes,
And
Naomi,
that's
and
always been my concern.
I hear you loud and clear, Naomi, and I think I said it at the committee meeting. Unfortunately, something really disastrous is going to have to happen when somebody wakes up. And you're 100% right. There's so many things that they have to learn. There's so many people that have to educate. These 12-year-old kids that are running around on it. That's a scary thing. That's a very, very scary thing. It's like putting a 12-year-old behind the motor vehicle. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
Okay, Jeremy, it's all
Thank you,
yours.
Rabbi.
It's all yours.
All right, so community development, Andrea Siegel, next.
Okay, on September 20th, we had our committee meeting and public hearing. The minutes have been submitted and eventually they'll be online.
Okay, great. Let me just share the agenda. Health and Social Services, I know you didn't have a meeting, but we did put you on the agenda because you're having a meeting on the 12th, right? I think it's the 12th. Sandy? No? Sandra Unger? Still here?
I am
Housing?
unmuted. Yes, someone
Right.
will be coming to make a presentation on emergency preparedness from the community. And they said it'll only be about a 15-minute presentation.
Right.
All right. Great. All right. Housing, Hazel, you have a meeting on the 7th, right? We have a specific guest for that meeting. You there, Hazel?
Hi, hi. We're gonna have somebody from Homeless Services to come and talk about the proposed men's shelter on Poplar.
Great.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, so we have a lot of gallery session speakers to talk about Poplar tonight. So my recommendation, I think this is Al's recommendation too, is we'll hear them out because we do like to hear from the public. And then we are gonna, just remind everybody that this meeting on the, there's this meeting on the 7th, which homeless.
On the 7th, yeah. I recommend that everybody that's going to be speaking about the Poplar shelter should definitely come to the meeting on Thursday, October 7th, because the person that needs to hear all your complaints and concerns will be there.
Yeah, homeless services and the provider, the shelter provider, I believe. Land use, Ken, I know you didn't have a meeting this month, but you have a meeting on Monday. I want to make sure everybody knows about it. At least they can't say they weren't told about it. With 2 BSA applications, Planet Fitness, and I forget the other location. I think it's also
one is on Gun Hill Road and one is on White Plains Road.
Yeah.
And
then we have the open restaurants text amendment, which city planning and DOT is coming.
Correct.
All right. And then I don't know if Lisa joined us. Parks and Recreation is having a meeting next week. I don't have an agenda yet, but we do have I do have a guest speaker from the Parks Department coming. And then sanitation, we were arranging for sanitation department to come to the next committee meeting. But any other committee reports we overlooked, forgot? Calendar was submitted to the October calendar was sent to the city today, so hopefully it's already up online. I was told it was up online. Hopefully it is.
Jeremy, are you ready yet to take a vote on in-person meetings?
No, I only got 15 responses so far.
What did you do? You sent them out?
Yeah, I sent out an email.
Well, it'd be nice if you told people that.
I did.
He did mention everybody to check their email. I already checked my email and submitted mine.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, because I was paying attention to him.
Yeah, but what happened?
Anyway.
Went on a break.
All right. So, all right, everybody. So just a reminder that the survey that Yahe asked me to create and Al Stead of whether we should go remote or not for the rest of the year, basically, because we can meet remotely to the end of the year, has been sent out. So then we'll move on to gallery. The Word document is incomplete. I don't know if Ms. Rob is in. I know she was going to jump in. We can just move on to the homeless shelter. I think Maria is in. Filardo.
Hi, I'm here.
So remember, you have 2 minutes, initial speaking time, uninterrupted. Please, everybody mute themselves unless it's oral, who's going to interject, or unless it's oral, and then 4 questions or comments at most by board members. Please stick to that limit so we can get out of here by 11 o'clock.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to the community board for hearing us out. My name is Maria. I live on Sackett Avenue. I'm right around the corner from Poplar Street. I can see the site from my home. Placing a homeless shelter on that street would literally place it in between private 1 and 2 family residences, and I find it absolutely unconscionable. Those families have young children. They have homes that they've invested in and maintained, despite the fact that it might look like it's not well cared for because of Amtrak and such. Those are houses that are well maintained and viable. They have front yards, they have side yards, they're occupied, and they're well cared for. Children like my own children that are 8 years old and 12 years old will effectively be barred from spending any time outside unless I'm standing right there, and maybe I won't want to even be standing right there. The thought of dozens of single men with possible histories of sex offenses within the proximity of my home is frightening. I'm not the only person here with young children. There are multiple residents on these blocks that have young children, elderly family members, and just people like myself that might not be feeling safe with this prospect. There are many reasons why the area is vulnerable to crime already, including the Amtrak lines and the potential of the future Metro North lines, which will either make or break this entire area. There's already a tremendous amount of trespassing. There's no policing by Amtrak. There's no policing by the NYPD. The lines have always been easily accessible and unsafe. People can gain access to houses easily, and as well as hurt themselves or injure themselves or others in many dark, cavernous areas, such as the bridge under Bronxdale Avenue, which we all know of. It's already dangerous, it's poor lit, it's poorly maintained, and there are many people who have to travel through that to get to and from the buses to get to work, just going to commute, workers, students. It's just sounds like a recipe for disaster in this particular area. There are many, many more reasons why it wouldn't be welcomed here, but I wanted to air my concerns as a homeowner, a resident. I've lived here. My family has lived here my entire lifetime, which is 44 years, and I can't imagine it sitting in this setting.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Okay.
Unless there's questions or comments from board members, is Mr. Diaz in, Edward Diaz? Or Dr. Carl Anderson? Or Dr. Marianne LaCroix?
Okay, yeah, I'm Carl Anderson. I'm here.
Hi, Carl. Thank you. Go ahead. You
Okay.
have 2 minutes.
Okay, good. I'm Carl Anderson. I'm a physician and a resident on Blondell Avenue. I'm speaking today in opposition to 2 men's homeless shelters proposed for Blondell Avenue and Poplar. Both are in residential areas with children and schools nearby. Both are close to and on opposite sides of Westchester Square. Homeless shelters in these areas would have devastating effects on efforts to promote businesses through the bid. We're sensitive to the needs of the homeless, but we can do this in a way that will not damage the community, as more cost effective. And one possibility with all the vacant hotels and apartments in New York City, why can't these be used to house homeless people? Okay, we're looking for a better discussion with the community before shelters are forced on them. Why is it necessary to place a certain number of shelters in each community board district instead of choosing locations that are more appropriate? Why can't there be a halt in this plan to build new shelters until this is considered more appropriate spaces are being found? In terms of Blondell Avenue, Community Board 11 already voted against it. Apparently, it seems to be still going on. Now, why can't we put these services at Bronx Psychiatric Center? Why are we going to duplicate it? It's very close by. It's in Community Board 11. There's already congregate housing, programs to treat substance abuse and other psychiatric conditions leading to homelessness. Also, the Blondell shelter is outrageously expensive with a price tag of $360 million. It's a former site of a portable toilet company, an auto salvage company. A lot of toxic waste would require extensive remediation. The water level is just below the ground, so you couldn't build anything below ground. So anyway, is that a suitable location for homeless people? So anyway, I want to bring these concerns to the board and appreciate your concerns. I know we're all doing the best we can for the community, want to help homeless people, but these are important concerns. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. That was perfect.
All right. Can I
Thank you,
speak?
Carl.
I missed my turn.
Yeah, Edward,
Yeah,
go ahead. You got 2 minutes.
okay. There's an eastern sales of Bronx Developmental Center, about 200 feet from the proposed shelter on Poplar. And I'd just like to read what they have. Provides preschool special education to 200 young children with disabilities at the Bronx Child Developmental Center. Children's ages 3 to 5 are individualized with education plans and customized speech, physical, occupational, and play therapies. That's the wrong place to put it. I see 4 or 5 buses drop kids off in the morning, and I see them pick them up in the afternoon. That's the end of my comment.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Anderson, do you know if Marianne is in?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead, Marianne. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone. This is Dr. Marianne LaCrosse. I'm a lifelong resident on Blondell Avenue. I'm a doctor of pediatrics. I've worked with children for 35 years. So safety of children is a big priority for me. This is Poplar Street and Blondell. These are 2 homeless men's shelter within blocks of each other, either side of Westchester Square, and it's hundreds and hundreds of homeless men. You're talking about 400, 200 in one shelter, Poplar, and 200 on Blondell. And I'm just imagining all the schools that we have on Blondell, on Poplar, and within 1, 2, 3 blocks of, we got many, many schools are filled with children. So I'm wondering, what's the laws in terms of sex offenders, alcoholics, drug users side by side with children? What is the law? There's got to be some protection for our children, I would hope, and I think everyone here, all of us agree to the same concern in terms of safety of the children as well as residents. We have houses right here side by side too. So we're all in this together. It's one, kind of big mess, to be honest. And as Eric Adams says, put them in the hotels. Don't spend $360 million to build the building of New York City money. I mean, that is kind of outrageous. So anyway, whatever help, in the businesses, I really feel sorry for the stores to have these people come into the stores. I mean, nobody's going to want to shop there, that's for sure. So thank you so much. I mean, I'm really interested in what the laws are with children and sex offenders. I'm very curious about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's the wrong thing. I was looking at the responses to the survey. Sandy Lusk, are you in?
You're talking about me?
I'm
No,
here.
Sandy
No,
Lusk.
no, there's
Sandy
another
Lusk.
Sandy.
Okay.
Hello?
Lusk. Lusk.
Okay, I'm Sandy Lusk from Westchester Square Zerega Improvement Organization, and I would like to not only reiterate everything everybody else has said, but I'd like to just bring forward an idea. There is something called the fair share doctrine. That is a doctrine, a criteria. It's not a law, unfortunately, that says that when citing social service shelters and things of that nature, the entire area and the saturation of the area should be taken into account. So what we're talking about here is 2 city shelters with the same exact single homeless population, few blocks away. That would be 400 homeless single men on either side, like bookends of Westchester Square. Westchester Square is a very small area, okay? It's already struggling because of the homeless that come from Bronx State, et cetera, every day. The merchants there have had to hire private security guards and spend money putting in cameras, because there is such an issue with safety there. Now, I am just imagining, looking down the road, 400 single homeless men overwhelming Westchester Square in the area. And I would have to say that this is an unconscionable idea in such a small little area to have this concentration of this population, okay? And I just have one more thing to say. Anybody who recommended 2443 Poplar as an ideal location couldn't have been there, because if you stand in front of the lot, right across the street is a playground for the Easter Seals kids.
Hey, Sandy.
How can you
Okay.
say it's ideal? All you have to do is turn around.
Sandy,
There
that's
it
it.
is.
That's great. Thank you,
Okay.
Sandy. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's basically what I have to say. And I'll say this, that
Thank you, Sandy. We have
Westchester
to move
Square
on.
has been
Sandy.
struggling and
We have to move on.
struggling. And
Is Dorothy in? Dorothy, I believe you're in, right?
Yes, I am.
right.
Dorothy, lifelong resident of Westchester Square, Zariga, lifelong member of St. Raymond's Parish, as were my family since 1926, and a graduate of St. Raymond's Elementary School. As a retired teacher, I'm extremely upset that this could be placed literally across the street from Easter Seals, 2-minute walk to St. Raymond's, the education park. 2-minute walk, you're in St. Raymond's Elementary, St. Raymond's Church, St. Raymond's Academy for Girls. A few minutes later, it's the Boys High School. And actually, Easter Seals is in your community board. I can't believe you ignore that school for little children. And if you walk up Bronxdale underneath the train trestle, 5 blocks away is your Van Ness School, MSPS 498, PS 596. And if you think they're going to stay on our side of Tremont Avenue, the homeless are going to walk up Bronxdale Avenue. So you're not insulated. I also want to say one of our members did not register ahead of time. She said within a 1-mile radius of that location, there are 40 different schools. But the proximity of Easter Seals, the proximity of St. Raymond's 3 school buildings. I will end it there by saying, I think you should do an outreach and common courtesy to the pastor of St. Raymond's, who's the administrator of 3 schools, that you should do outreach to the administrator of Easter Seals and outreach to the principals of MS 498 and 596 for that housing committee meeting, because they're going to be impacted. I passed by the schools at Tremont and Castle Hill at release time. Hundreds of kids were coming out, especially the high school kids go to school independently. They're waiting on Tremont Avenue for the buses. Really, 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 I do hope you realize the anger that the community feels towards the unconscionable placement of something so close to our young kids.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so that concludes the gallery session speakers about the homeless shelter, Poplar.
Jeremy, Jeremy, I
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to make one statement to those people that just spoke. I
Yes.
just want them to realize that in the Bronx, per capita, there are more homeless shelters and group homes in the Bronx than any other borough. It's just unconscionable that they keep putting group homes and homeless shelters in our borough. I just want to give you that piece of information.
I agree with you, Al. I know.
Yeah, I guess. Yep. I think Carl Anderson made some statements similar to that too. So Roxanne Delgado, CB11 resident.
Hello, Roxanne Delgado, founder of Friends of Pelham Parkway, who've been cleaning the parkway for the last 5 years on both the north and south side of Pelham Parkway from from White Plains Road to Stillwell. Anyhow, I'm quite disappointed because none of our concerns that was expressed at the leadership was expressed at this full board meeting. And the fact is that Councilman Jonah did not donate the money. It's public money. It's 2.9 million of our money. So it's not a donation from him. It's our money. Second, Ms. Siegel said it's that not one tree or leaf will be harmed, but there's no design or scope of detail that was presented to the board or to the public. At the leadership meeting, they voted on it before public input was taken, and there was one lady who was in support of it, and they threatened to arrest her because she tried to speak before they took a vote. Yeah, in this meeting, with the conduct statement, they allow one woman to speak before the public gallery regarding the gasolina. This is the discrimination that we have here. The rules are not applied to all, just to a few. That's unfair because none of our concern that was expressed by myself and two other members at the leadership committee was pointed out before this board vote was taken. You vote on something that you don't even know what it is, nor do I, because there's no detail, there's no design, there's no scope. Why couldn't we have just waited until you got the detailed scope or plan? We don't even know where the location is. On Parks Capital Tracker, it states Pelham Parkway North and Seymour, 20,000 square feet. That's what's on the website of NYC Parks. Now they're saying it's just going to be a few benches, but 2.49 million is not going to be just a few benches. There's going to be more involved in this design, which we don't have yet. Why vote on something just to vote on something while any public input or any details? You don't have to agree with me, but know what you're voting on. This is very unfair to circumvent the public input because Councilman Jonai wants this done because it's his legacy. He wants to put something for his Albanian community. It's not, I'm against Albanians, but this is more than just Albanians. This is a community of Latinos, Blacks, Asians, Muslims. We should all have a say on this.
Roxanne, that's it. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
Thank you, Mr. Press. I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Press.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy.
welcome.
I had wanted to welcome the new community board members and warn them what they were getting into. Obviously, they've seen what they're getting into right now. Just to go on a little bit of what the chairman has said, the Bronx has 18% of the population of New York City, but it has 37% of the homeless population. And I'm a reporter, so I get to ask questions of the mayor. And when I said to the mayor, why is there such a big disparity? He said, well, we had to send people to the Bronx because we had no place else to send them, and we're going to stop that. He hasn't. That was 2 years ago when I said that to him, and he hasn't. What this board needs to do, though, is they need to ask for the floor plans of these homeless shelters, especially now that we have the pandemic. One doesn't know how long this is going to last. There were predictions 2023, 2024. So this board needs to request the floor plans that they don't have 20 people in a room like in the standard homeless shelters. But what this board is going to have to look out for is developers coming in like they're going into Community Board 10, and be on your guard for that. I am an expert on land use. I am here for your help to the board. I've said it to the chair. I said it to the vice chair, and I will be of any assistance to this board that they need. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. I don't know if Miranda joined us, but she was the last head on the gallery. So if not, we'll move on to our elected official representatives. I think we don't have any more electeds themselves in. Ish from the Borough President's Office. Are you still here?
I'm still here. Good evening, everyone. Ish Gonzalez from the Bronx Borough President's Office. First and foremost, I would like to welcome everybody back. Hope you guys had a safe and just a safe summer in general. I'll keep it very short because I know it's already 9:30 almost. So I just want to welcome all of the new board members. Also want to remind the new board members that you received an email from me to RSVP for the October 18th new member orientation. So if you haven't replied to that yet, please do so as soon as possible, just so we have a better idea how many people are attending. Secondly, I would also like to remind everyone that the Borough President's monthly report was sent out to all of the new board members, excuse me, and the report, that same report, is also available on the Borough President's website. So if you guys have any questions, as always, just please feel free to reach out to me. All my information is in the chat. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ish. Is anybody from Councilmember Jonai's office present?
Yeah, Ardmere is here. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and had a restful and safe summer. I'll also keep it brief with just a few announcements. On Tuesday, October 5th, from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the corner of Astor Ave and Boston Road, we are having a free PPE distribution with Christian Amato, who's also CB11 board member. We'll have masks, hand sanitizers, so stop by, say hello, and grab some PPE. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're bringing the free mammogram bus to Westchester Square and City Island. We had to cancel the mammogram bus that was coming to Morris Park. So if you would like a free mammogram screening or know someone who does, please give our office a call for more details on the events. You also do not have to be insured in order to get a free screening. Lastly, as you know, we're still offering our free immigration services, free housing assistance, free legal services, social and senior services, and much more. Constituent services, these are all virtual. So for assistance, although we are physically closed, please don't hesitate to contact us. That's all I have. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ardmir. So we heard from
Mayor,
Councilmember
can you
Flu-
put, I'm sorry, Mayor, can you put your information in the chat?
The chat has been disabled.
Okay.
I was requested to disable the chat. Remember, we have a code of conduct, right? You know. you
Okay.
can't see- Yep. So
No
I
problem,
can
Jeremy.
go into
I'll
that.
ask you for his information. I'll email it. I'll request it from you. Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yep. All right. Councilmember Feliz already spoke. Jamal from Councilmember Riley's office is here. Are you still here, Jamal? Okay. If not, we'll move on to the mayor's office. Our liaison for the mayor's office has left.
Hello?
Yep, Jamal?
Yes, hi. I'm so sorry. Something's going on with my Wi-Fi. Good night, everyone. I'll be very, very, very quick. It's great to be back. Welcome to all the new board members. Our office is actually open in Co-op City, 135 Einstein Loop, but we are also bringing our constituent services outdoors. We will be at Bay Plaza Mall October 12th from 12 to 3. So if anybody needs anything, please feel free to stop by. And moving forward, every month we will try to be outdoors as much as possible so we can meet the people. Yes, so everyone have a safe night. I hope you guys are staying safe, and let's go Yankees. Good night, everyone.
Okay, great.
Great, thank you, Jamal. Mayor's office, our liaison, Miguel Rendon, he left. He's no longer with the mayor's office. Comptroller's office, I don't remember our current liaison is. I know Katrina Sani joined the office. Public Advocate's office, I don't believe they're in tonight. I don't know if anybody from the DA's office is in.
I'm in.
Okay, go ahead, Christina.
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Al. Hey, y'all. Hey, CB11. And congrats to all the new board members. Welcome back to all the former board members. My name is Cristina Calderon. I am a community engagement coordinator at the Office of the Bronx District Attorney. Just letting you guys know, you can contact me if you like. I can be reached at Calderon, CALDERONC, at Bronx, spell it out, BRONXDA.NYC.gov. Just a quick update on what we have going on. As you all know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and October 16th, we'll be hosting our 4th annual 5K run, walk, and roll on 161st Street in the Grand Concourse at 9:30 a.m. I'll be sharing the flyer with the board. If you'd like to sign up, I'll send the link. You can always scan the QR code and fill out the registration form. Thank you, everyone. And if you know a victim of crime that is looking to receive services, they can be reached. The Crime Victims Assistance Unit can be reached at 718-590-2215. Good night, and thank you.
Thank you, Christina. We're having a representative from Jamal Bowman's office, U.S. Congressman. Is Jesse, are you in?
Yes, hi, thank you very much. And welcome and congratulations to all the new board members. I just wanted to let you know that you can visit the Congressman's website if you want any information regarding our offices. We are opening up for constituent services by appointment going out from October 4th and 3 months out. It will be by appointment only at our Co-op City office and at our Mount Vernon office, and those addresses are at bowman.house.gov. I'd also just like to put out there that Fema Assistance, the application window will close November 5th. So if you have any issues that you need to have addressed by FEMA as far as applications, please get those in. And our office is there to assist with information regarding that process, as well as reaching out to FEMA after applications have been submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jesse. Emily Vasquez, for those of you who probably or may have gotten an email earlier today, she is leaving Senator Biaggi's office on good terms. Yet she is leaving, and Vernell or Miss Best from Senator Rivera's office, are they in? Or
I am here from Senator Rivera's office. I don't know if Vernell's here, but I can just go.
go ahead.
So I hope everyone's having a good night. I just want to give some updates. The senator went back to Albany in late August for a special session. One of the matters that they worked on was actually open meetings law, which he voted to pass. It actually gives the board, you're having that survey about whether or not you want to meet in person or virtually. That was that law that we passed. Senator Rivera has also been presenting local businesses with the New York State Empire Award and Community Board 11. He presented that award to Van Nest Auto Parts. He has also distributed almost 3,000 backpacks at different back-to-school giveaways throughout the district. And then my last update, which is a little bit personal and strange given Jeremy's recent update, is that I'm actually moving on from Senator Rivera's office. I'm going to be leaving on October 15th, and I just want to say that it was a genuine pleasure getting to know all of you for the past 2 years, and I will make sure Jeremy has the contact information for my replacement.
And if I can add, Caitlin, you and the senator were gracious enough to do some site visits with me. We looked at the transit building, around the transit building, because we always get complaints about the overgrowth and the weeds on Adams Street. We looked at some places on Tremont Avenue that have no sidewalk. That's near is it Adams Street? I think it's Adams Street too.
It was Adams, Morris Park, 180th, and East Tremont.
Yeah, so we looked at quite a few issues there. I meant to share photos of that day, but it's having to take time off and stuff. It's just been crazy, but I very much appreciate it. Senator Rivera did come to Al and me about some capital funds for some projects. So that's why I decided to ask to take a tour as part of his district in our district.
Yes, we're hopefully getting that cleaned up before I move on, but if not, my replacement will be working on it moving forward.
Great.
Caitlin, I just want to add, you've been a pleasure to work with. I wish you well, and hopefully in the future we'll see you again. You've been an asset to the senator, and I'm sure he's going to miss you greatly. Take care and good luck to you.
Thank you.
We heard from Speaker Hasty. I don't believe anybody else is any other elected officials.
Maria from Assemblywoman Fernandez.
Oh, sorry, Fernandez's office. Sorry about that, Maria.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back and welcome to the new members. Our office has changed our in-office days to Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 to 5 by appointment only. Give us a call or email us to schedule an appointment. The Assemblywoman recently introduced a new bill, Bill A8283, which will require any public school located in a city with a population of 1 million or more to provide a remote school learning option. If you want more information about that as well, or have any opinions or anything on it, feel free to reach out to our office. Save the date for a few of our upcoming events. One of them is a job fair on October 23rd at Columbus High School. We're doing that with the Department of Labor and Senator Biaggi's office. It'll be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Again, that's October 23rd at Columbus High School from 11 to 3 p.m. We also will be having a fall festival in Allerton on October 30th. That was previously known as the Allerton Food Festival. And a flyer will be coming out for both of those soon. So look out for those. It'll be on our newsletter and on our social media. Make sure to either sign up for our newsletter or follow us on social media to stay updated. with any new information. Our office number is 718-409-0109, and you can email us at district80@nyassembly.gov. Thank you.
Thank you. So that concludes the elected officials.
This is Destiny Cruz with the Office of Congresswoman of
Oh, okay, Destiny. I didn't know you were right. Go ahead.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back. I hope everyone enjoyed their summer. The Congresswoman hosted a virtual town hall earlier this month to discuss Hurricane Ida recovery efforts and resources. We were joined by FEMA, SBA, and the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs. I will share all of the relevant links with Jeremy, but we did have the town hall translated in English, Nepali, Bangla, Chinese, and Spanish this time around. And I will share the link where you can register to attend our next town hall. If you've incurred any damages from the hurricane, please report any damage and apply for relief at disasterassistance.gov, or you can call 1-800-621-3362. The small business administration is offering aid to homeowners via their secure website, which again, I
Hold on, Destiny. Joke, or I got to mute. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
You may have to repeat the number because you were.
Yeah, somebody else had their microphone off. Go ahead.
No worries. I'll repeat that number for you all. It's 1-800-621-3362, and that's if you incurred any damages from the hurricane. I also wanted to let you all know that this upcoming Saturday and Monday, we are co-hosting Service Academy Days, and we encourage all interested students to attend by using a link that I said, like I said, I'll share with Jeremy, since I can't share it in the chat. I'll also share the RSVP link. On a personal note, I want to thank CB11 for always welcoming me to your monthly meetings, as well as to the various community leaders who've welcomed me in discussions on issues closest to you. This will be my last CB11 board meeting as I am transitioning out of the congressional office. Again, just thank you all for an amazing 2.5 years. I really do wish you all the best. That's everything from me.
Great. Thank you, Destiny. And so everybody knows, I had a constituent reach out to me yesterday, a family who could not get in touch with their son in the military. And we reached out to a few people, and immediately AOC's office called this person back, and hopefully that situation is being resolved. So thank you. I want to thank the Congresswoman's office very much for assisting. So unless there's any other elections I missed, we have old business. And we can discuss the results of the survey. We're short of the entire board responding. Let me just share my screen. And some people that are present, I'm sure, did not complete the survey. But you can see here, we got 23 responses. Everybody can see this, right? Is everybody still here? Can everybody hear me?
Hear you.
Yes.
Yes,
Keith,
we hear
I
you.
can see
We
it.
can hear you. We can see this.
Okay. So 69% say no, we should meet remotely. Then 17.4% said we should meet in person, and then other comments there. So I have responses from Yahe, Mulaney, Salsabil, Richard Reynoso, Stephen Albright, Joanne Rubino, Phyllis Anastasio, Natalie Medina, Juanita Randall, Malcolm Gray, Christine Cruz, Alfredar Surov, Ken Gelnick, Veronica, Debbie, Naomi, Christina, Oral, Andrea, Sandy, John, Edith, and Lisa. So I didn't see Janice.
Good night, Jeremy.
Here. What's up?
Good night, Jeremy.
Yeah, Janice, I didn't see you. I don't know if you just want to verbally say it, and then anybody else, I don't know what you want to do.
Jeremy, that's great.
All right, so I guess any other old business?
This is Natalie.
Old business. We had talked, I think back, I don't know if it was May, June, some of the meetings, that we would talk about the gallery session and when they should speak during our meetings. They're currently right now at the end of the meeting. And I thought that if we were going to keep having remote meetings, we were going to revisit whether we should move them ahead towards the front so that they have an opportunity to comment on things that are going to be discussed before we vote on any motions, etc.
If I can respond to that, you guys did
Mhm.
vote on it tonight,
What do you mean?
the bylaw amendment.
But wasn't the bylaw amendment just to clarify what that was? Not whether that they're speaking at the end or the beginning?
I think that, so the section 13 that defines the gallery, I think that was to codify remote meetings, not the in-person meetings.
Okay. I'll have to go read that section again then. I must have missed that.
It was sent out maybe in June, I think, June or May of this year.
Okay. So in that, okay, I'll look it up.
Any other old business?
I was just wondering with the mention of the food festival thing, as part of the transportation committee, I don't recall that being voted on. So I was wondering if that was going to be coming up for a vote in transportation this coming meeting.
So, yeah, you're talking about the one that Assemblymember Fernandez is doing?
Yes.
Believe, right?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, my understanding is that is basically a renewal. I think officially it's not.
How is it a renewal? It's not a renewal because it's something different.
It's not. Well, it's shrinking the size of it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to vote on it, make a motion, by all means. I would have to pull it. Forget the exact location of it. I might have it somewhere. Hold on. Do you know the parameters offhand, Debbie? Chris? Is Chris still here?
No, I don't know the parameters offhand because it was not brought before the transportation committee.
It's reduced from 6 blocks to 1 block. On Alderton Avenue, on between, I can't recall now exactly, but it's reduced to 1 block from 6 blocks, what it used to be, or 8 blocks.
Who's the sponsor of it? Because I don't recall it being brought to transportation committee.
Well, remember, we decided a long time ago if the renewals, we're not going to handle them. I mean, I spoke to the assembly member and she said it's the same event, it's just smaller.
It's the other one was not her event, so how could it be a renewal if it's a different entity? Just like with the Gasolina Cuddy thing, if it's a different entity, it has to be brought forth properly.
Jeremy, can this go to the transportation committee, because I know everyone here, it's late, and I don't know,
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is it's coming up soon. So originally they've been around long enough. This is a Naomi Rivera event, Assemblymember Rivera. And then when Mark took over, it was at the assembly. It became his event, and then Natalia. I mean, it's changed. It's shrinking. It's shrunk. Maybe some of the parties that were involved before aren't involved, but the assembly member told me it's the event she's always done. It's just smaller.
So Jeremy, it's okay if it's always been done.
But it's if it's under a different name, then it's not a renewal. That's what I'm not understanding here.
Maria, do you have any information offhand about the event that's coming up, the proposed event, street activity permit, the food festival, or whatever it's called currently?
It's called a fall festival.
Is Maria still here?
If it's a fall festival, it's not the food festival. It's not. It's not. It's a different event. So it should be brought forth to the transportation committee first, and then to the full board. I mean, all of a sudden, it's just appearing. It's not making sense to me.
Well, again, it was my understanding that it was a renewal. So if I'm incorrect, yeah, we can bring it forth. I mean, we can bring it forth Monday night.
Then it needs to be brought forth Monday night.
Hold on, I think I found it. Boogie Down Bronx Bites. I found it here. So it Boogie Down Bronx Bites. So this is just October 30th.
Bronx Bites is something totally different than the Allerton Food Festival. So that's a totally different name, a different entity. It should be brought forth to the transportation committee and then to the full board.
Why don't we look into it, Jeremy? And if Debbie's right, then let's do what needs to be done.
So we can bring it up.
Let's move along.
We can bring it up Monday night, right? Is Rabbi still here? Fine. Christian still here? We'll put it on the agenda. I don't think they'll be opposed to that.
Thank you.
All right. Next.
I'm sorry, can I go back? Because I just went and reread the statement, and I just want to clarify what I'm talking about. What I think is that we should move the gallery back up. What we codified was that it said it may be situated between committee reports.
Yeah,
and I think that we should have it before we vote on anything. It's what I'm saying, that the gallery session should maybe be moved up towards the beginning of a meeting so that the public does have a chance to talk to us and give us their concerns on any topics that we may be addressing before they are addressed by the board.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yep, my mistake.
So, if I remember right, the reason for moving it toward the end was that what was happening is that many of the board members were signing off. I mean, toward the end of the meetings, we didn't have a quorum. I think that was one of the reasons for the move, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yeah.
Al, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When there's a community board meeting, people should take the time and make sure that they're available. If they're on the board, there's really no reason. It's once a month for the full board meeting. Sometimes it goes longer. I understand that, especially now that we're remote. There's really no reason for people to be signing off before the meeting has really been concluded.
100% correct.
Yeah, Al, we have to look at it because I think she's raising a good point because we should hear, we represent the community, right? So if we need to hear the community first before we vote on anything, that's the right thing to do. So you and Jeremy and everyone can look at it. I can be involved too, but I think those are very valid points.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both of it. If I can put my 2 cents, I think ideally, they come to the committee and voice their concerns. We don't have to. The only reason I'm putting the gallery on the committee agendas is because we've had committee chairs forget to call on the public. We can put each committee chair can determine where they want the gallery, and the leadership committee can.
Let's discuss this. I mean, we don't have to discuss it now, but let's try to discuss this maybe at an executive meeting because I think that the point of having us hear the public first it's a valid point. All right, that's all.
Great. Anything else? That's
Jeremy, were you looking at me? I heard you say my name. I was thinking of something here.
No, Debbie wants something on your agenda for Monday. A street activity permit, which I thought was a renewal, but she says it's a new event, so we'll put it on the agenda unless you're opposed.
Not only is it a new event, Jeremy, it's a change of name. It's not an Allerton Food Festival. It's now called the Fall Festival.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Andrew, they're going to discuss that because I think you're right. And Debbie's right. It's a new issue, new time, new lens.
Thank you, Laurel. I agree.
Yeah, so discuss it.
All right. Anyone else? That's all business. New business.
New business, Yankees are winning 5-2, bottom of the eighth.
There we go, Al. There we go. And I'm missing the game. Oh,
Yeah, that's the nice part about remote. I'm not listening to you and I'm watching the game.
Yes, Al, I
Go
understand
Yankees.
completely.
I'm up in my office. My TV's downstairs. I'm missing
Don't
the
say that
game.
publicly, please.
Oh,
Anyway,
you gotta work with an iPad. Well,
Have a
please
great night. I
do
make a
your
motion, we
homework.
adjourn.
motion to
Oh, I
adjourn.
second.
I second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
All right, meeting ended at 9:48 p.m. Harriet.
Good night, guys. Have a great night.
Have a
Good
good
night.
night,
Welcome
everyone.
to all the new members.
Yeah, welcome new members.
Welcome to the party.